Well, how goes the day, as you would say, in the middle of a war, as the streaming wars are continuing? And you may ask yourself, well, what is going on this? I mean, who's on top, who's on bottom? I think a lot of the streaming services are beginning to collapse within themselves. All you have to do is look over at Amazon, look over at especially Disney Plus, which is hitting the crapshoot right there, right now at the moment, and of course Apple TV, which is way at the bottom these days on there. And you'll ask yourself, well, who's on top these days? Netflix or something? In one perspective, and I talked about this with Culture Casino on his show via the chat and also directly online through emails. Basically, the growth in fast channels is being underestimated. Right now, this has been increasing for some time now. And you may ask yourself first, if you just tuned this in for the first time, what is fast channels? Well, fast channels is, if you ever gone to Pluto TV and now on Tubi, Zumo, Samsung TV, those are all fast channels. Basically, they give you a combination of channels that are broadcasting certain content 24/7. You have a Star Trek channel, you have a Doctor Who channel, Dark Shadows, and you have many others that are throughout there in various subject matters, from news to cooking to sports to children's programming to specials, and it's all over the place. And the thing about it is, and I keep saying this, Tubi TV is one of the dark horses in the streaming wars, and it continues to be. But like I said, a lot of mainstream media, they're underestimating, underrating a lot of this stuff, not realizing that there's money there. There is a lot of money in fast channels. Advertisements, people say, well, cable people don't want to watch broadcast TV. That's why broadcast TV is dying. Yeah, broadcast TV is dying, but it's not the commercials that's killing them. It is the programming. It's the programming that's there. Why is MeTV popular right now? Why are a lot of the classic channels similar to TV Land? Why are they popular? Because right now, Hollywood is not making good content anymore. Disney is not making good content anymore. So what do we have left? We have our classic stuff. We have our classic movies, specials, comedy shows, documentaries, and many other subject matters that are out there. And then, of course, new anime that's always constantly coming out, but that's going to hit a brick wall. So, I predict this. It's going to hit a brick wall right now because there are so many issues that are going on over in Japan right now, and you're seeing a lot of delays on some of the content that's coming out. But I want to read a little bit of this into this. This came out from TechCrunch. Tubi reaches 64 million monthly active users. Ad-supported streaming grows, which is fast channels. Fox free ad-supported streaming TV fast service reached 64 million monthly active users. The company announced the last time the company reported its subscriber base, which was, I think it was 2020. It was last year. It was 51 million viewers. And then before that, which was 2020, it had 25 million viewers. You can see the massive growth that is going on with it. Fox, which showed significant viewer growth at Tubi, its total viewership was up 44% year over year with 5 billion hours streamed in 2022. It is likely Tubi's viewership will increase even more since the streamer has joined in with Warner Brothers Discovery, gaining more than 2,000 hours of W-branded content. Yeah, if you haven't heard me say this before, Warner, people were complaining about Warner canceling this show, this animation, and stuff like that. But guess what they're doing? They're selling it. They're selling the rights to it to services like fast channels. And what has it done? If you haven't caught my video yet, Babylon 5 is now available on Tubi TV. So is both La Femme Nikita TV series. Westworld is available on there, and a bunch of other HBO Max, Discovery and Warner properties are really available on this service now in various different channels on there. You have their monthly list, they have one channel dedicated to crime. They have another dedicated to health. They have various on there. Do check it out. It's fantastic. I mean, not only that, just in March, just for the month of March, you have all the Rocky movies from 1 to Balboa. You have all the Lethal Weapons, all the Rush Hours are available now on there, and many other great films on there. Tubi claims to have the largest free streaming content with catalog with over 50,000 titles and 200 live TV channels. The last monthly user figure reported along Fox annual research report, which showed an increase in interest in the cheaper ad-supported plans. The company predicted that by 2024, one in 3 U.S. consumers would stream AVOD on demand or fast channels. This is likely due to subscription video on demand services hiking up their prices. And this is where the most recent SVOD streamers to launch ad tiers. I mean, they're launching ad tiers to their system, but it's not going to beat out Tubi and Pluto TV, which, Tubi's owned by Fox, Pluto's owned by Paramount, and they're making money. This is what's keeping Paramount afloat, and this is why Paramount is not on the bottom. If it wasn't for Pluto, Paramount would be right next to Apple TV. Fox predicts that AVOD growth will be increased by 9% in 2023 and 24% between 2022 and 2026 in a total. Meanwhile, SVOD growth will remain relatively flat, the company wrote. As subscriptions costs continue to rise, nearly 1 in 3 streamers plan to reduce spending on streaming services this year. Mark Rolobet, Chief Revenue Officer at Tubi TV, mentioned in a statement. The report also stated within the past year, Tubi's content was watched by 1 in 5 AVOD subscribers. And I have to agree with that. I am one of them. I'm one of the ones that is sitting there watching a lot of this content. I mean, overnight, I have this on. I'm watching either they have a UFO on there. Sometimes they'll have a good movie. I think the other movie they had Glenna Rowlands in Gloria, which is fantastic. Not the newer version, the original version of Gloria. They had Meatballs. Was it 2 or 3? Which was really good. Really fun on there. They've had Babylon 5 on fast channels, which I think they stopped already when they got to the end of the 5th season. And they're starting to do, I think they're doing Spencer for Hire now. If you haven't seen Spencer for Hire, oh God, it's starring, Robert Urich, fantastic series. If you haven't seen this, I think it went 3 seasons, it's from 1985. But it also stars Captain of the Deep Space Nine, Avery Brooks, which got him his own spin-off from this. Man Called Hawk, I believe. He has a great, if you haven't seen Avery Brooks as Hawk in this series, do catch it. It's really good. The entire seasons are on there. I mean, they just added also for March, Mrs. Columbo, which stars another captain in the Star Trek universe, Kate Mulgrew from Voyager, where she stars as a investigative reporter who is married to Columbo. Even though Peter Falk doesn't really appear in the series, he is mentioned in the background or on phone call, just similar to what Peter Falk did for his wife on the series. You never saw her in the series. Even that episode where she was supposedly been murdered, they had that great episode on there, but you never got to really see her. And this is the same thing with Mrs. Columbo, if you have it on there. But continuing on with fast channels, I mean, there are articles out there that's been coming out recently that's been underestimating it as well. I mean, Deadline put out one, and this one Culture talked about the other day on his podcast. This is from Deadline. Fast channels could be worth $500 million in the UK by 2027, new research shows. And the way they read this out is like, I mean, they say it's good, but really, it just suggests significant growth, but they're really not really pushing it heavy. And the thing about it is, understand, if you have a service that can get you 500 million a year, that is worth investing into, looking at, because that basically, it's the growth from that will allow to push more content being pushed on there. I mean, if you haven't seen, I mean, Tubi is pushing in heavily. They're in Australia, Canada, US, and they're pushing into Latin America right now. Why not in the UK and stuff like that? Latin America will be a much better market to grow in, a much faster market, as more and more people switching internet, as the prices continue to increase on streaming services around the world. There are places, in Latin America, they can't afford that increase. So what do you turn to? Fast channels. It's free. All you got to do is watch a commercial every once in a while, and you get some great content. And then you're starting to see them move into, fast channels are moving into Asia Pacific. They are in the UK on certain things. This is a chance for Fox, for Paramount, and for anyone else on their Comcast to optimize their growth at this point. They could beat out all the other streaming services, dead on, and put them on top. This is going to be the new broadcast television. I'm predicting this. This is going to be the new broadcast television. Fast channels, free ad TV support. You'll be able to, like I said, you can watch anything you want. You can flip from one to the, I think, was it Pluto just added Sailor Moon? A Sailor Moon channel. Mystery Science Theater will be airing season 13 on their channel. Star Trek is now, and I talked about this before because they have multiple Star Trek channels. Their main channel, which has been flipping between the original series and Next Generation, has added also Picard season 3 to it. Even though there's another, I forgot what channel it is, but they're adding that to another Paramount Plus channel that they have also on their system. The second channel with Star Trek on it, it has just added Voyager, splitting between Voyager and Deep Space Nine. We'll probably anticipate Enterprise and maybe the animated series to be added to this system because it's doing very well for itself. I mean, also you have a Stargate channel, which flips between all the series as well. They added the Avengers, if you know, the Patrick McNee Avengers, but Series 1. And that's before Diana Rigg. That's with the great Honor Blackman, who was in Goldfinger, played Pussy Galore. If you haven't seen Goldfinger, she was the first girl with Patrick McNee in the Avengers series. It's all the black and white stuff on there, and that's available. I mean, hopefully they will run the second series, the third, and the fourth series on Pluto TV. So tell me what your thoughts in the comments below. How are you feeling on there? Are you watching these fast channels? Are you not? Are you just realizing that this is available? Because I know a lot of people do not know what fast channels are, and we could see that. The what day was that? That was on Thursday on Culture Casino's channel in the chat, where people will ask you, "What the hell is a fast channel? You know, where is this? Where can I get it if this is free?" So there's got to be a lot more out there. If we had a growth increase from about 51 million to 64 million active users on Tubi TV, I can imagine what the next year is going to hold, 2024, what it's going to hold for this business. So don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment. And please share this with your friends, on all of our social media platforms, YouTube, BitChute, Rumble, and Odyssey, of course. And we'll see you on the next one. Thank you for tuning in, and bye-bye now.